Welcome back to the 501 Fantasy Show. I am your commissioner and your host, Juice Bait. Congratulations to all the champions out there. Congratulations. The season is over with. Man, it was a nice, fun season. Another successful season, especially for the ones that won the championship. Um, I wasn't able to finish the three-peat like I planned on doing. But I can't complain. I had a pretty good season, 10-4, number one in scoring or number two in scoring. But I was not able to get the championship, but somebody was. And let's jump right into it. This year's championship matchup was between Boss Hog in the Lane and the Blue Flame. And as you see, Boss Hog in the Lane was able to finish off the Blue Flame and win his first 501 Fantasy League championship. Congratulations to Boss Hog in the Lane. 139.08 to 108.84. Jaden Daniels came through in the clutch. 39.78 on Sunday Night Football. I don't know about anybody else, but me personally, I was nervous about Jaden Daniels only because of weather concerns. I was nervous because I have Jaden Daniels in a different league that I was in a championship and that I was able to win. I was looking at weather for all of the games, and it seemed like every game that had poor weather forecast, none of it happened. The Washington game didn't have the bad weather that it was saying that they was going to have. Colts versus Giants game didn't have it. The Bengals versus Broncos game didn't have it. It was quite a few games. The Eagles versus Cowboys. None of those games had the heavy rain or maybe they had a little wind, but it was expected to have like wind gusts up to like 35 miles per hour in some of those games, and it didn't happen. So I was nervous for no reason. Jaden Daniels, he came through. And he was able to get that win for Boss Hog in the Lane. Jaden Daniels, 39.78. Kyron Williams, 14.7. Jonathan Taylor, another big time game, 28.6. Terry McLaurin, he was only able to get one catch for 5 yards on 7 targets. He was trying to get him the ball, but they just couldn't connect. And I know that probably hurt a lot of people in championship weeks. But it did not hurt Boss Hog in the Lane. Cortland Sutton had 14 points. George Kittle, 17.2. 8 targets and 8 receptions, 112 yards. That's big time. Aaron Jones with 9.7. That was weird. Aaron Jones, he missed basically almost a whole fourth quarter, and there was really no update. And but after the game, we saw that he had a quad injury. But during the game, it was just like, hey, where's Aaron Jones? Where's Aaron Jones? And I think was it Cam Akers end up getting a touchdown, or was it Ty? I think it was Cam Akers end up getting a touchdown, but it didn't end up hurting Boss Hog in the Lane. But when they had Aaron Jones out at the time, the Blue Flame, he was taking off. He had probably, I want to say, like a 20-something point lead, maybe 20-something point lead at that time, and it just kept going up and up. And then Aaron Jones wasn't in the game, so Boss Hog in the Lane, he was kind of nervous at that point. But it all worked out for him. Zach Charbonnet only 9.1 on, what was that, Thursday night or was it Wednesday? I think it was Thursday night. And the Vikings defense was 5. The Blue Flame, he fought all year. He was the number 2 seed. Had a really good season. He has a championship in this league. He won the inaugural championship in 501 Fantasy League. So he was fighting to become the third player in the league, the third owner to win 2 championships. That's what he was fighting for. But he fell short. 108.84. He had 32.44 from Justin Herbert. He had a big game against the Patriots, which was expected. Now, Devon Achane with 4.8. I know a lot of people, this hurt a lot of people, but I think if you look back to the first time that the Dolphins were without Tua, I believe that's when Achane had his worst games. Achane, he get a lot of targets from Tua in that passing game, and that's where he do most of his damage. With Tyler Huntley, he really don't, check down to him. You just, as you see, 2 targets, 2 receptions, 13 yards. So that's where hurt Achane this week. Brian Robinson only 7.9, had 13 carries, 60 yards. That's pretty good. 2 catches on 2 receptions for 9 yards, but did not get in that end zone. You would have liked to see more work, more touches. from Brian Robinson in that game. Marvin Harrison Jr. with 12.6, 11.1 from A.J. Brown. Only 3 catches for 36 yards. He did get in the end zone, which saved the day, but 11.1 in championship week. That let a lot of people down from A.J. Brown. But it was Kenny Pickett. And then Kenny Pickett got hurt. So it was, what was his name? McKee. Something McKee. He came in, and that's who got the touchdown for A.J. Brown, actually. Chig Okonkwo with 8.4. Tyrone Tracy with 8.3. Rico Dowdle with 11.3. He had 23 carries, 104 yards. Rico Dowdle, congratulations on your first 1,000-yard season. From being undrafted to becoming the starter and really not getting the starter work, they kept using Zeke and giving Rico Dowdle limited touches, and then they finally go to Rico Dowdle fully, and you see what he can do. Still finished with over 1,000 yards. It's pretty good from Rico Dowdle. He also played the Dolphins defense, which got 12 points. And there's really, nothing on the bench here for the Blue Flame that would have saved him. I know Zach Ertz had 22.2 down here on the bench, but even if he would have started him, he still would have lost. So there's really nothing here. There's really nothing down here that where he can look and feel some regret. So he can just, take this loss and move on to next season. Boss Hog in the Lane, congratulations. You get the trophy and you get the belt. You get the belt. But remember, we passed the belt around, so you got to take care of that belt. Take care of it. But yeah, man, this is the first time since having the belt for this league. This is the first time the belt is leaving from my possession. And my feelings is hurt, but I'm going to come back strong next year, and I'm getting that belt back. You better believe it. All right, here's the playoff bracket. This is how everything played out. Of course, I had a bye week. Blue Flame had a bye week. The Alvin Jackson party had a complete blow-up week, and we won 201.7 points. Team D Money 81, he couldn't do nothing. 103.76. He almost lost by 100 points, so nothing he can do in that game. Boss Hog in the Lane, he took the victory over Team Sadback. 126.74 to 94.24. And of course, round 2, I went up against Boss Hog in the Lane and ran into the buzzsaw of the semifinals. 191.02 to 127.98. And the Blue Flame, he took the victory from the Alvin Jackson party. 121.2 to 116.48. And in that matchup, if I remember correctly, Team Cold Blue, he won on that Devon Achane late touchdown when, a lot of other players would have, went down to run the clock out, kind of similar to what Chase Brown did, except for Chase Brown ended up injuring himself when he did it. If he would have done that, the Alvin Jackson party would have made it to the championship, and the Alvin Jackson party would have won the championship. So I know that gotta hurt. I know that gotta hurt. To lose in that fashion, to go to the championship, and then to see that you would have won the championship, oh my goodness, that gotta hurt. But it didn't happen. Boss Hog in the Lane takes the victory, 139.08. And we got a champion. Down here at the consolation bracket, Rudy Poo Express. He was able to win the consolation bracket. So he finished in 7th place. And a little bit of everything, she finishes 8th place. And B Smooth Gaming, he finished 9th place. Over Your Crew, he finished in the 10th place. And we all know who finished in last place. So Mile High Club, he finished 11th. And Bring It On Nash finished 12th, as we seen in the last video. So that was this season. But before we get out of here, I want to take a look at some stats here. So as we all know, Lamar Jackson was he stayed consistent pretty much all year. Finished as the number 1 quarterback on the season, 501 as it says here, but he actually had 501.4 points if you want to know the exact amount. In our league scoring format. Joe Burrow was number 2 with 473.8 points. They just rounded it up to 474. Josh Allen finished as the number 3 quarterback, 443 even. He actually scored 443 even. Baker Mayfield finished the season at number 4. Baker Mayfield was picked up off of waivers. He finished as the number 4 quarterback in fantasy. in our league scoring format. 428 points. Jaden Daniels, the number 5 quarterback in fantasy, 412 fantasy points. Jared Goff, number 6, 411. Sam Darnold at number 7, another waiver wire guy, 378 fantasy points. Jalen Hurts at number 8 with 359. Bo Nix in the top 10, another waiver wire guy. And another rookie, 339 points. Finished as number 9 quarterback. And Patrick Mahomes sneaks in the top 10 with 339 fantasy points. Kyler Murray at 11 with 311. And Brock Purdy at number 12 with 311. Let's see the exact amount there. Did they both have 311 on the dot? So Kyler Murray actually had 311.4 points. And Brock Purdy had 310.9 points. So that's your top 12 at quarterback. Let's move over to running back. Saquon Barkley, the most consistent running back all season, 374 fantasy points, finishing at number 1. Derrick Henry with 318 fantasy points, finishing number 2. Jahmyr Gibbs at 3 with 305. Bijan Robinson at number 4 with 289 fantasy points. Josh Jacobs with 270, finishing at number 5. Kyron Williams at number 6, 263. James Cook, number 7 with 258. Devon Achane with 247, finishing at number 8. James Conner finished at number 9. Snuck in the top 10 with 242 fantasy points. Alvin Kamara at number 10 with 241, which he missed. How many games did he miss? How many games did Kamara miss? So he missed the last 2 games. He missed the last 2 games. He got injured in week 15. Only was able to finish with 45% of the snaps. Still had 15 points, but he got hurt early in week 15, and he hadn't played since. He's only 50 yards short of his first 1,000-yard rushing season, which most likely he's not going to get. I mean, why come back week 18? You're not going to make the playoffs, so it's tough. That's one of my favorite running backs, and I was hoping to see him get his 1,000-yard season, but he couldn't get there. Joe Mixon with 235 fantasy points, finishing at number 11. And Jonathan Taylor rounds out the top 12 with 234 fantasy points. And that wide receiver, Jamar Chase, no shocker here, 348 points. Justin Jefferson finished at number 2 with 273. Amon-Ra St. Brown at number 3 with 260 fantasy points. Brian Thomas Jr., the rookie out of Jacksonville, number 4. He finished as the number 4 wide receiver, 237 fantasy points. CeeDee Lamb finished at number 5 with 223. Terry McLaurin at number 6 with 223 also. But actually, CeeDee Lamb had 222.9 fantasy points, and they rounded it up to 223. And Terry McLaurin finished with 222.6 fantasy points. So they were only 0.3 points away from each other. Malik Neighbors finishes at number 7 with 212 fantasy points. Man, the 2 rookies entered the top 10 in their rookie year. Jackson Smith-Njigba finishes at number 8, 206 fantasy points. Garrett Wilson at number 9 with 202. It does not seem like Garrett Wilson finished in the top 10. It doesn't seem that way. But he finished in that top 10. And look at that. Jerry Jeudy finishes at number 10. Jameis Winston changed everything for Jerry Jeudy. Drake London at number 11 with 199 fantasy points. And A.J. Brown rounds out the top 12 with 197 fantasy points. Move on to tight end. George Kittle, number 1 with 202 fantasy points. Congratulations to George Kittle, man. Every year he gets disrespected. He gets overlooked every year. And he finished as the number 1 tight end this year. So congratulations, Mr. George Kittle. Brock Bowers finishes right behind him with 200 fantasy points at number 2. Trey McBride, only 1 touchdown on the season, finishes at number 3 with 184 fantasy points. Jonnu Smith, undrafted. Nobody drafted Jonnu Smith. Nobody. Finishes at number 4. Travis Kelce at number 5 with 149 fantasy points. Mark Andrews at number 6, Sam Laporta at number 7, Tucker Kraft at number 8, Zach Ertz at number 9, and Pat Freiermuth at number 10. Quick look at defense. The Denver Broncos finishes as the number 1 fantasy defense. Vikings number 2, Packers number 3, Eagles at number 4, Steelers at number 5, Seattle Seahawks at number 6, is that the chart? Yeah, the Chargers at number 7, Bills at 8, Texans at 9, and Detroit Lions at number 10. So that's your top 10, top 12 at each position. Like I said before, congratulations to all of the champions, and congratulations to our champion, Boss Hog in the Lane. Now we in the off season. We got to look forward to next season, and for next season in this league, we are going to be moving on to full PPR next year. Get ready for that. Everybody seems to be excited, and every league member seems to be excited to be moving on to full PPR. But yeah, that's all I got for today's episode. Once again, congratulations to Boss Hog in the Lane for being the 2024 501 Fantasy League champion, taking the belt from your boy. I don't appreciate that part, but congratulations to you, man. You earned it. You deserve it. And that's all I got. Until next time, I'll see y'all. Be on the lookout for these future episodes. Season over with, but we're going to keep a few things going. But until next time, peace out.